is this? Glue. For private. Oh, no, we're not. Hello, Frank. I was thinking we were set to private. No lurkers. And then the lurker shows himself. How are you? How's Canada? Hello, Daryl. Burns is sending me pictures of things. Cute little bait. Hello, Burns. Burns isn't working. I was just got your text message. It's Thanksgiving. Hello, Brian. I didn't know Canada celebrated Thanksgiving in October. Sounds very Canadian. What do I need to do? I'm trying to clean up today. It's when I packed last weekend to get ready to leave, or last couple days ago, whenever it was. I was in a rush, and I just started grabbing, and it was ugly. Shit was going everywhere because I was trying to pack salt stuff. I was trying to pack freshwater stuff that might convert to salt stuff. Snatching stuff off the wall, grabbing in bags. It was weird. So, fishing in the salt was pretty good. Not the best it's ever been by a long shot, but it was still good because my dad and everybody else on the boat typically likes to fish with live bait of some sort. I typically don't go that route. I typically throw jigs and voodoo shrimp and anything that's not alive. I like fishing artificial. So no matter how crummy the bite is, I typically will throw artificials to a detriment. So I was able to catch some trout on a jig, which was fun. Always enjoy that. Dad like to pop corks with the shrimp. Yes, he does. Not down there though. Down there doesn't really set up for it because it's you're typically fishing deeper, and the leader you'd have to have would be too long, and it would be annoying. And it depends on the wind too. So down there, you typically just throw a Carolina rig. Very rarely have I ever used a cork down there. But the you do it a lot down here, but not so much over there. The guy we fish with, he's not a. I've been fishing with the dude since I was 15, probably. So over 20 years, and I guess 25 years I've been going down there and fishing with this dude, and he's not typically a popping cork or any kind of cork guy. His rig for how he fishes never changes. His name is Biggin, Greg Kimbrough. He knows his stuff. I would say he's probably hands down the best fisherman and guide in Apalachicola. It's like his dad did it, he did it. Like it's like a generational thing. But so we had a hard time. Greg had a hard time the 2 days I was there. I had to come back early um, to be with the kids because Amy had to fly out of town, um, and nobody was there to watch them. So I left, and Dad and his buddy and they stayed down and fished yesterday, and yesterday was a little better. Um, but the first 2 days, yesterday they caught bait. The 2 days I was there, they the live bait was non-existent. They all throw a net to catch their bait. There's not really any bait shops where you can buy pogies and shrimp and stuff. You could probably get some, but maybe not enough, and they're probably too expensive. But and it's typically pretty easy to catch your own bait. But it was not easy this year. So day one, we were. I don't know that we had any. There might have been a few like greenback minnows in there, and but I don't. There wasn't much. Uh, so basically, use cut bait, which worked. Um, but the highlight for me was I caught about, I don't know, I never can judge them, a 4 or 5 pound, maybe a 4 pound redfish, 5 pounder, 4 pounder on a spinnerbait. I wasn't using this grub, but this is that's the redfish setup. Uh, and if you've never done that, um, it's incredible. I don't know that there's anything better. Uh, if I didn't like bass fishing so much, all I would do was try and catch redfish on a spinnerbait. Can I toss a cast net? No, I never. I've chunked one around a couple times, but I never uh, pursued like getting good at it because I never really saw a need for me being able to catch bait. Um, so I just my, my, like I said, I dicked around with it a couple times, and I'd put it in my mouth and flip it over my arm. And I never was like, hey, I need to really get good at this. So um, no cast net for me. Uh, but yeah, so this was fun. I don't like treble hooks with reds either. So I know there's a lot of people that like throwing mirror lures and spooks, and I don't have any like single hooks to convert treble hook baits to single hook baits. So I just leave it alone, and I just throw a spinner bait, and I don't I don't deviate much in the salt water uh, from single hooks. I don't like trebles. Um, but we didn't forget. So I brought this tackle box, and the night before, Thursday night, I got down there and I stood out there on the back of my truck with a headlight and put this tackle box together. And I put it inside by the rods and reels, got up. Everything was everybody, I guess somebody, my dad, George, the judge, somebody had loaded all the shit up that was in the living room, all the fishing stuff. And got in the truck, left, got to the ramp. So where's the tackle box? And my dad says, it's in my truck. So what's it doing in your truck? He said, I didn't want to F with it, was his quote. He wouldn't have had to F with it. Anyway, it sits up there by me. The only thing that he would have had to have done was, instead of putting it in his truck, put it in the other truck. Besides that, it would have never been F'd with. So I didn't understand that. It took away no room in his fishing area. It was an odd move to go fishing and buy fishing tackle and own fishing tackle and prep fishing tackle, only to not take it fishing. So I didn't have anything other than what I had tied on to fish with. George, the guy in the boat, buddy of mine, had a small assortment. Of course, Greg, the guy that took us, he had some stuff I could have used, but I typically like to dig in my own shit. So I brought 4 rods and I had 4 baits tied on. And the one that was the best was the Down South Lures Blue Moon color. And I had one of these tied on a jig head. And I used that jig head for a day and a half. And I probably caught 50, 60 fish on that one bait, which is unheard of. And anytime it would get like a little wallered out at the head, I would just bite it off, and it eventually went from like full size to like a little micro grub. But these things are durable. They're good. I like them. So, way to go, Down South. Fish catching bait. So that was the story with day one. I did catch, Chris, I did catch a flounder, a big one on a voodoo shrimp, a little voodoo. I was drifting it down some a riverbank on the edge of some eelgrass, and I caught a big flounder doing that. The fake bait guy was doing pretty good. What's up, AJ? The fake baits worked pretty good. I caught a keeper flounder. Caught that. The only keeper redfish we had that day was on the spinner bait. I loaded the cooler full of white trout on a grub. So the fake bait did good. What else? The next day we went out, and maybe that was the day I caught them on the spinnerbait. I think it was the second day I caught the fish on a spinnerbait and the flounder. The first day, I think we just stayed out in the bay and I caught them all on a jig. Yeah, we did. Did you catch and cook? We did. We cooked fried shrimp, which we brought the shrimp, but had fried shrimp and oysters the first night, and then we had grilled oysters, which we brought, and fish that we caught that day, that night. It was pretty good. Fish could have been better. No, I didn't take the native gill or any big softies. I left all that at home. Listening while clear coating. That sounds fun, AJ. That's what I should be doing. I have to paint things in order to clear coat them, so I need to be painting something. Toss electric chicken? No, I didn't. Like I said, the first day I didn't have any access to electric chickens. I did throw one yesterday, and it's typically a really good color. I caught a few fish on it. Nothing special. I really think The main difference was presentation over color, or I don't think the bait necessarily made a difference, because the once I had a tackle box and I could experiment with different colors and bait shapes and actions and stuff, didn't seem to make a difference. Um, what seemed to make a difference was the presentation, and it was pretty stupid, because typically, like trout fishing, you throw it out there and you let it sink, and then you just kind of like hop it, let it go down, hop it again, and you just bounce it off the bottom. It's like kind of like stroking a jig for bass. Um, but they didn't want any of that. Like, you had to throw it out there, let it sink, and then just let it drift. Never, like, if you hopped it, you typically wouldn't get a bite. You would just have to let it float down. And we were fishing oyster beds and shit like that. And it was windy, current was ripping, um, and they just, I guess the fish were on the bottom, and they just ate it off the bottom. Um, but so that's what I learned. That it seems like there's always a way to get them to bite. Um, Nobody's throwing that silly shit for trouts and reds, and pretty much. I mean, you probably could. I mean, if you were on like a really good redfish bite and you just wanted to like dick around and experiment, I'm sure it would be cool to do it. But like, I don't, I don't, I don't know that it would be a better bite than on a spinnerbait. Like, when they hit a spinnerbait, it feels like your whole reel and rod is about to explode. Saltwater fishing is a totally different beast. It's interesting. And that's what I grew up doing, um, a lot. But like I said, it never connected. It never, like, I don't want to get in my boat and go trout fishing ever. If I'm bass fishing and there's some like trout over there that I can throw my bass lures and catch them on, I'll go do that. I'll go once a year down to Apalachicola and catch trout. I can get into that. Once a year I get my fix. Um, but redfish, on the other hand, shallow grassy redfish, I could get into. Like, I can understand why those guys like did the redfish tour. That shit's fun. Like, I don't want to sit out in 20 feet of water and catch redfish on like a Carolina rig and a piece of cut bait. Like, I want to catch them in the marsh on a spinnerbait or top water or something that's fun. Um, Bull red hit the native gill and spool you. Possibility. Possibility. Manny Chi throws the battle shad for tarpon. Where does Manny go for tarpon? He must fly to Florida. I've never seen him out of Arizona or wherever he lives. Seeing the redfish fin, yeah, it's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Hey, John. Um, I don't know. There's something about a bass and a redfish coexisting along the same stretch of bank that is very appealing to me. Like, one cast you catch a 2 pound bass, the next cast you catch a 6 pound redfish, and like your line's like ripping through the water. It's pretty awesome. Happy Thanksgiving, John. Is this a thing? Is it really Canadian Thanksgiving? Or are you toying with me? Canadian. October 9th. Son of a bitch. Unlike the United States, Canada's Thanksgiving is celebrated closer to the harvest time. It is a modern incarnation dating back to 1957. It is celebrated in gratefulness for a bountiful harvest. Well, uh, I hope you have a bountiful harvest, Frank and John. Hope you had a bountiful, fruitful harvest. So, are you sitting around the Thanksgiving table listening to me yap? I love fishing brackish water while I lived in Florida. It was more snook and reds, but caught them bass fishing. I never caught a snook. No snook up in that part of Florida where we go, upper, kind of the panhandle. Um, no snook there. Nothing really odd there. It's the same as here. I did cross a river, and I'm not sure where it is, but I want to go back and fish it. Um, I gotta get on Google Earth and figure out what road it was I crossed. Um, so Heather's at work. Haven't been feeling well. Well, hope you get to feeling better. Traditional Thanksgiving pizza dinner. Nothing wrong with that. Pizza make everybody feel better. Brendan, you sent me something. Brendan sent me something. What a kind young man. I think this is it. Brendan sent me something that will hopefully help with being able to see paint jobs on a stream. BBC. And it says his full name. Now I know your full name. Red beans and rice, yum. Amy's out of town, so I'm on dad duty, dad mom duty, and I don't know what I'm gonna have tonight. I could have fish. I could cook fish for the kiddos tonight. That'll be fun. Ooh, what are these? What are these? Oh, they're filters. I have filters. I have color filters. Dad duty's not so bad, Burns. I will say. Greedily, kind of enjoy it. Actually, a lot. I a lot enjoy it because you know what happened last night? I was just about to go to bed, and I hear the pitter patter of little feet, and the bean comes and crawls in the bed, and she lays right here, and she starts sawing logs, and goes right to sleep. And then uh, later on in the morning, the baby wakes up, and she starts crying. So I get up, and I don't have any idea what time it was. I'm guessing it's around 3 or 4 a.m. It was pretty late. So I go and get her, throw her in the bed. Well, she's right here. She's right here. Bean's right here. So I've got my arm stretched out and double babies snoozing. It was pretty nice until the baby started kicking like a damn mule. Um, so it was pretty pleasant to wake up to both babies in the bed, even though Dad didn't sleep hardly at all. Um, it was enjoyable. It was good. Good, good, good. But guess what? I get to leave again this week, go to a wedding. So, I'm not really thrilled about that, but whatever. Whatever. All right. All right, Brendan. What am I doing here? Where's BBC? AJ, you're right. Bean always wants steak. That's all she. That kid would eat steak forever. You're well, yeah. You're right, Burns. You're right. My cousin's getting married. The only reason I won't say that. A perk of going to this wedding is that it's in California, but it is on a bucket list destination for me because the wedding will be on Bass Lake in Northern California. So if you know anything about Bass Lake is where one of my top 5 favorite movies was filmed, The Great Outdoors. So all the scenes were them on the lake, the cabins and stuff, Bass Lake, California, which is where we will be. Get to see the place. Be cool. Clear Lake would be awesome, but it's not Clear Lake. Bass Lake instead. So, what is going on here? This goes in here. How does this go? Like that. Came unscrewed. BBC, where are you? I'd find the closest stores that sold swim baits just to see them all in the storefront. That would be cool. That would be cool. We're supposed to go to Yosemite, I guess. I mean, it was like, you bring in boots, hiking boots. It was like, for what? Like, to go hiking, I guess. We gotta go hike somewhere. Go hiking, which it'll be pretty. I've never been. Don't fall asleep with the leeches in the boat. For real, I didn't know what leeches were until that movie. Oh, oh, oh. All right, let's see here. BBC, if you're out there, thank you for your kind, technologically advanced gift. I hope I have enough USB ports to make these work. Let's see. Uh-oh. All right, where did the youngin go? That's why it's good to have Brendan around. He knows about all these new lighting. Gonna come back a stoner. All right. So I need to plug these in to my USB hub. You get an old 96er, hopefully. Hopefully, if that place is, I don't even know where that place is, but the old 96er would be pretty sweet. Do these work? Eee. How does that look? Does that look better? Do I look like a pro? Did young Brendan set me up with professional lighting? The only issue I have is they blink rapidly, which could potentially cause me to, that one actually looked good, which could potentially cause me to have a seizure. Now they're not blinking. Why did this one start blinking? Let's try some different filters, shall we? Oh, I need to go up. It's a lot of lighting. Let's max it out. That's pretty bright, but we're going to use that as our control for these filters. Let's see. Ooh, blue. What's blue look like? You like your temperatures cool? Let's go double blue with a cool tone. Do I look like a blueberry? Next up on Smallmouth Crush. Aliens invade the Great Lakes. Let me turn my light off. On this episode of Smallmouth Crush, Epic Eric gets abducted and a crankbait gets stuck in his butthole. Try yellow. It's creepy. That looks kind of like the sun. Kind of weird looking. Let's see if I can turn these down. Now you can see them flashing when you turn them down. No, it corrected itself. Is this how I need to start streaming? All right, let's try a different color. The last color, the most evil color. Ooh, creepy. Let's max these things out for ultimate. I'll be posting baits on the website today. 666 of them, all for $6.66. feel like you're in church. So I don't know. This is given a whole different vibe to the stream. I don't even feel like I'm the same person. Ah! Can't make it not flash. Can y'all see it flashing? Hold up a bait. This one can go lower. That one's flashing. All right, let's see. Save my filters over here. Should I turn my other light on or leave it in the darkness? I don't want to hold this bait up. I need my other light, I believe. I'll let this help. Yeah, not a ton. Let's experiment. No more light. If it would focus, it would probably help. All right. I got one more light I can turn on. We got lots of lights in here. Ooh. You can really see my big fat grease stain. I do kind of like it. I do kind of like it with the background kind of blurred out to where you can't see exactly what's on the wall. You can just notice that there's lots of things. So I don't hate this. I don't hate sitting in the darkness. All right. Hold on. Let's do another experiment. Let's see how low I can get these. Ooh. What about this? Oh, I just turned the wrong way then. No, I didn't. I got too many switches, dude. I got switches everywhere. This one needs probably being moved around a little bit. I don't think this is a terrible. I don't think this is a terrible look. Brendan just needs to come through and set the room up, set the lighting. Since he's the filmographer. Let's see. We'll see. We'll get it figured out. Yeah, Amy's gonna come in and be like, "Are you sure you're just on YouTube?" I'm like, "Oh yeah." Got some weird dark lighting in there. What are you doing? Showing off baits. Just showing off baits, babe. All right. Uh, Let me go turn on the other lights. All right, we're back. We're back. Stop strobing. Now show a bait. That does help. I needed some side lighting this whole time. Brendan knows his lighting. I told you not to bother me when I'm cleaning my room. Yeah, I did focus on it. How about that? How about that? Thank you, Brendan. Now we can all enjoy looking at baits uh, as they lay. Hey, let's see what else I can show off. This here is a manifold clamp that I'm supposed to mount to my engine head and clamp my exhaust manifold off that has a broken stud in it or bolt. And this screws down and pushes the exhaust manifold down and closes the hole. Problem is, can't get to the damn thing. I need a little stubby 15 millimeter wrench, and I don't own one. So I need to go to the Harbor Freight and buy their little stubby kit. And even then, I don't still know if I can get to it. I've already tried. It's in a bad spot. And it's got a ground wire attached to it that's got this big Hakadumas uh, end on it. And I think it's like, because that ground is on that stud, it's got, it like makes your wrench not fit. So we'll see. Let's turn down these. Warm me up a little bit. This one's a little bright. They're flashing though. They're strobing. How do you not strobe? Hey, Brendan, you missed a whole segment dedicated to you. We just set up your lights. You missed the whole drawn out thank you and how smart you are and how talented you are and what a great eye for photography you have in lighting. Do you own these, Brendan? Are they supposed to flicker rapidly? I don't know if you can see it. is it my USB not having enough juice to support them? Mine do not flicker. These flicker. They don't flicker when they're wide open, but if you do them low, they want to flicker rapidly. But sometimes they don't, sometimes they do. Like right now, it's flickering. See it? You see it on my shirt. It typically works. Read the instructions. Be smart. Uh, 66 LED beads. Output is 10 watts. Power supply with USB. Down. That's all they tell me. They have a customer service line. But yeah, you can see it now. But when you go full, oh, wrong one. Now they stopped. There's something with my USB. Because when I go up on this one stops. Let me space them out. Let's see if this does anything. I'm gonna I separated the USBs on the block. This one's still blinking. This one's blinking now. But you go. This is weird because this one controls whether this one blinks or not. Like when I go down on this one, it makes this one blink. No blinking. Maybe I just have to put them farther away. I don't know. That'll take me some digging. That'll take me some digging to figure out. But thank you again, Brendan. That was very kind of you. Travis, you haven't missed a whole lot. You missed the saltwater recap. Oh, where's Jim Lichty? Sorry, Jim. I don't know the proper pronunciation of your name, but we'll just say Jim. Darius, what's up? So need more light. Now I'm a light snob. But Jim was kind enough to send me some of his magical jigs that he makes, and he doesn't, Marty. They're still sitting in there, pearl white. I haven't put any color on them yet. Those will be done this week though. But he said he wants some unique, and I don't know what that would be yet, Burns. Unique. We'll see. But Jim, when we were talking about finesse jigs, Jim said, I got a finesse jig. I make a finesse jig. And it's the GOAT. So I said, if you'd like, I'll send you some. I said, I would love to see your finesse jig. So Jim sent me the raw heads, basically a disassembled jig to where you could do with it what you want, paint, skirt, whatever. He sent me a little bit of skirting material. Um, but he sent me the jigs, and I started looking them over, and I really liked the way they were set up. Me personally could probably use a smidge heavier, more fiber, like the next size up weed guard for fishing in trees, but I think this will still be fine. Um, I like the head shape; it's pretty unique. It's kind of like a football head, archy hybrid. Um, is the best way I can describe it. If you took a football head and you rounded the edges off and tried to turn it into an archy, that's what it looks like to me. It's cool. It's a cool shape. It's got a little flat spot on it, so where it kind of stands up. Um, good hook. No skirt, no paint. So I was really excited about these when I got them yesterday, and I got here this morning, and I said, you know what? I can't handle this. I've got to get out the powder paint. So I went out and dug all of my powder paint up. And the problem with my powder paint is it's all in cups that are not, they're all like concoctions. So if you read on the jar and it says black with blue flake, and you open it up, it is not black and blue flake. It is some concoction that I have concocted. And so I started looking through all these jars, and I had like 15 of them. I started opening them up and looking in them, and I had one that was like solid blue. It was like flipping blue, the powder, and then I dipped the bait in it, and it was not quite. It wasn't flipping blue. I guess I would have needed to have started with a white base to get real like flipping blue, but need my lights closer. But I probably need to shorten this skirt a little bit. I didn't want to shorten it too much. I still like a little dangle on my jig, but that's Jim's jig with my skirt and my powder coating. That's my flipping blue that's not flipping blue. And then this color, I don't even know what it is, but I like it. Um, it's kind of clear, but it's got like a green hue to it, and it's got some red flake in it. Looks nice, but this one I went real sparse on the skirts. I think they're going to be actually heavily tied on. I couldn't take it no more. I had to build them, and I had to tie them on. Tie one on. Look at that tasty little morsel. I gotta cut this. I gotta cut this skirt, but I can't cut it so much that I cut all the orange off. So it's a little tricky. Nice looking little jig though. I'm excited to throw it. I'm excited to throw it. So thank you, Jim, if you watch the replay. I have to send Jim a something special to thank him for his generosity, his jig generosity. So I have to dig around here in the shop, see if I can find a good Jim thank you. Uh, Later, Jeremy. You almost made me panic, and I was like, "Oh shit, do I have to go get my kids today?" No, tomorrow. I think Jiggy will get them. Darius, did you go back up to the smallmouth promised land? I'm experimenting with light again. Why did I start blinking? It's like they're on some sort of same frequency. See them flashing? Weird. Can't figure this out. Because I don't want to stroke out with y'all sitting here watching this. That would be a good thing. That's what I was thinking, Burns. What could I paint him as a repayment? Crankbait would be nice. Crankbait would be a fair trade, I think. Oh, so what do y'all think about that orange finned bass I caught? I will say I poached it. Right side, this side. I can't turn it down though, because then it might start blinking. I'm trying to avoid the blink. Yeah, this one's like. Now they're blinking again. I just need to set it farther away. But quit blinking, you dick. I don't know if anybody's ever had migraine headaches, but when I was in middle school, I used to get migraines, and I would see these flashing lights in the corner of my eyes, and it was very similar to this, where you would just see like this flashing glow in the corner of your eye, like on the outside. It's kind of making me think I'm about to have a migraine. Yeah, so I got on Google Earth, and where we were staying down there, I found this pond kind of out in the woods, and I walked over there, and it was kind of hard to cast around, but there was lots of grass and stuff in there. It looked like there would be a giant, but there was no giant, unfortunately. No giants to be found, but I did catch that very, I guess, rare, genetically mutated orange finned fish, which was pretty cool. Never caught one of those before. All right. I guess I need to get back to cleaning because I am not cleaning right now, and I need to be, because this place needs to be where I can feel comfortable and not walk in here and feel like I need to clean it up instead of work. It's nice when it's clean in here, and then I can come in here and just concentrate on what I need to do work-wise, painting-wise, think about that kind of stuff rather than looking around going, I need to clean this. So I'm gonna go try and clean all of this up. It'll probably look the same to you, but it'll make me feel better. Trust me when I say it's clean. But anyway, thanks for sticking around, dudes. We'll catch up with y'all on the next one. Happy Thanksgiving to the Canadians. See y'all.